Yeah, first, I want to give kudos to DePaul. I think they've progressed all season. They lost one of their best players about 2 weeks ago, and played Marquette and Creighton close last week. Obviously, played us close today. And I think they've had a great season, and looking forward to them to continue to take strides in our league. I thought some things were really good. Obviously, we hit at a high clip. But I thought we gave away too many points, especially in set 1 and 2. So that was a big focal point of our discussion in the locker room of, we're hitting well, but we're still giving some points away. If it be, we were in the net a little bit more than usual, or first contacts. So, that's going to continue to be a priority as we continue. I mean, every team we're playing here on out is probably a top 40 team in the country, if not higher. Marquette's going to be a top 20 team RPI wise. So we're going to need to be ready for a battle.
Questions for the student athletes?
How big of a difference did you guys feel the offense made today, considering, I guess, inconsistency with serve receive, and like Coach mentioned, you guys were in the net maybe 5 or 6 times during moments where you had rhythm established?
Yeah, we definitely gave away a lot more points than we normally do, so to hit at a high clip definitely helped balance that out a little bit, but that's probably not ideally what we want.
Yes. Considering they took a first set from you a week ago, it was 21-20. They were up in the first set. I guess how important was it to the match, able to close that set out and kind of build from there?
Yeah, we knew that they would come out swinging just like we were going to come out swinging. I think that this team does a really good job of not getting rattled at endgame like that. Whether we're supposed to win the game or we're not supposed to win the game, I think at 2020 we are a very similar team to at 0-0. So I think that at endgame like that we don't get rattled, and I think that helped us pull out the win when last week it didn't go our way.
Did you get a tattoo on your hands?
No, I wrote on my hands.
Is it joy? What's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ava, I guess, sorry, there you go. I think you had 4 kills in your first 5 swings and 3 out of the locker room. And it was pretty diverse shot selection as well. Was that an in-locker room adjustment that you felt like DePaul was opening some things up for you to take advantage of, and the third set was a byproduct of it?
Yeah, I think last game we were kind of finding the bro a lot, and so she would suck in a lot in us. So we talked about really going after deep corners and kind of mixing up our shots and avoiding her because she's a good defender. But yeah, all around the deep corner was pretty open and kind of almost that 6 zone. But yeah, just continuing to switch it up, donut and different things like that helped a lot. So.
What's the feeling? What's the approach? As Coach said, everyone from here on out is good, and this is what you guys have been gearing up for all season long.
We are excited. The coaches were kind of reminding us the other day in the locker room that it's such a privilege that we get to play in a tournament before the NCAA tournament. Some leagues don't have that. And the fact that both of our games are top 50 games, it is a good segue into the tournament, and it's win or go home. So it's good prep for that, and yeah, playing 2 really good teams is definitely good for that too.
What was your guys' read on serve receive today? Was it more of them, more you, or a balance of both? Hey.
Well, they've been locking into serving zone 1, so we really talked about this week at practice and locking in. I think Maddie did a really good job of being big too and covering a lot of area. She makes it easy for me and Nora. We didn't have to pass a ton, but I thought, just did a really good job moving our feet too, because they would either push us deep and short, and so I think everyone was talking. They were on it and did a good job. So.
Anything further for the student athletes? Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Open the floor to Coach Booth.
You guys can go.
Nora, you guys can go.
She did the basketball.
Oh, that's what they do for basketball? Gotcha. I thought I was out too.
Late end of the match, you already had a lot of touches in those last 6-7 rallies. Was that tactical on game plan, specific things, or did she just make good reads?
we always want her to make touches. I think once you get into the flow of a match, you start to get some tendencies and, what the setter's doing in situations. So Kiara's really good at kind of starting to figure those things out. And I thought we did, we got a block, I think, on the very, very first ball of the match, or one of the very first balls, because that kid had eaten us alive in Chicago last week. So, both teams had the luxury of we just played each other. And so some things that were effective or not effective, you could, kind of lock into and be prepared for those things.
Did you feel like that was why the match was the way it was, really back and forth, not a lot of big runs, was because both teams just play each other a lot, personnel are familiar with each other, it's just kind of each point is a battle?
I thought both teams sided out pretty well. They hit at a pretty decent clip in 2 of the 3 sets. I thought, there was 2 big standout things I thought they were doing. They were trying to serve zone 1, like Ava alluded to, and then they were trying to attack the edges of our block, and they had more success than I would have liked them to have. And so I think they just sided out well, and I thought they did a nice job in transition doing the same thing.
What Nora said about the opportunity and the privilege to play in a tournament before the postseason, what do you want your team to show you this weekend?
Yeah, I think there's a different pressure, and I think we're going to feel that even amplified next week. So, I just want to see them handle it. And I think set 1 was a great example of, it was, at that 2020 range. And we talk a lot about once you get to 2020, who are we going to be? And I thought we went and got kills, and that's what we need to do in those situations. So I want to see that. I still, we have to be cleaner. We have to be better with our serve and pass game, particularly our serve game. Our passing game was struggled early, but actually we passed at a pretty good clip today. But our serve game has to be better. And I think not only can we not miss as much, our tempo needs to be better. I thought our tempo was a little bit lax with some of our players that have been serving well.
You called that timeout down 1, they got to end game, and you won 6 of the last 8 rallies. You might have just touched on
Which set are we talking about?
first.
Okay.
You might have just touched on the reason that you did that, but I mean, what did you say to them in that moment in the huddle? Just the things you wanted them to focus on to be clean, to take that set.
When was the time? I don't even remember.
20 to 19, I think they
Oh,
gone a little bit over.
gotcha.
And you called the timeout. You guys won 6 of the last 8. So.
Yeah, I'm sure it was genius. I don't know, Matt. I think in those situations, you give them some tactical things to do. I don't know which timeout, but sometimes I'll say, okay, this is the tactical stuff. If we're running a BIC, let's go this direction. If they're double blocking us here, things like that. And then it's just go be us. We've spent a lot of time talking about that 2020. Once both teams are in the 20 zone, who are we going to be? So we talked about, I'm guessing we talked about, be us, be aggressive, we're not going to win matches by being passive. So that's a lot of times the message in those situations.
Any read on why Nora and Ava, other than just being Nora and Ava, were so terminal today, especially when you needed them? Like they didn't just get kills, they got big kills when you needed them.
They're damn good.
Anything further for Coach Booth? There's been such a focus on getting inside that 4 line, that being a goal for you and your team. With today and tomorrow, what is there left to prove, and how do you guys approach that?
Our approach since we've hit conference season has been control what we can control. So up till now we've controlled the things pretty dang well. So, we have not. What we've talked about with the team as of late is I talked to him today before the match. I said, this is the first round of the NCAA tournament because how we perform, if we lose today, we drop significantly. If we lose tomorrow, we may drop. And so where we're paired with people will make a big difference. Whether we're a top 4 seed, that's out of our control. But winning is within our control, and that's going to dictate, our matchups. And those are, that's where our emphasis is going. I mean, we've done what we can do, and, it is what it is at this point.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.